Alright guys, in my last video I talked about using classes in Java. Well, now that you know how to use classes in Java, you're probably going to want to use classes. So I'm just going to quickly go over two tricks, I guess, to help you use classes efficiently and keep everything neat. The first is packages. Now, I mentioned packages in the last video, but I didn't really go into any detail, so I'm just going to quickly explain what a package is. A package is like a folder. You don't want to get them confused with folders because in Java there are folders, but generally folders are used for things like resources. That is, if you're making an app or a game and you need to hold an icon or any other graphics, you usually put them in a folder. Packages are only for .java classes. So if we take a look in the Package Explorer, we can see a default package. Now this is sort of a fake package made by Eclipse when you first create the project. So let's go and create another package. If we go right-click, New, Package. Now packages have very defined naming conventions, and that's you want to use a dot or a period instead of a space. I'll explain why in a second, but you've probably seen something like this. So we're going to go book.demo. Now we're going to create two. The first one's going to be main, and then let's go create another package. New package, and we're going to do the same thing. Book.demo. Let's call it data. And now I'm going to explain why we're using periods. So if you look in the Package Explorer, everything looks very flat. It's just book.demo.data and book.demo.main. And you can see clearly what all the packages are, and they give you a nice description. But if we go into the File Explorer, that is any file explorer for whatever operating system you're using, and we go into the project, you will see a source folder and a bin folder. So let's go into source, and we can see there's now this book folder, and inside book there's a demo folder, and inside that there's a data and a main folder. So what Eclipse has actually done is when you put dot, you actually get a folder inside of a folder. So while in Eclipse it looks very flat and easy to read, it actually creates this very nice and extremely structured hierarchy. And that makes keeping your code together very easy. So let's move some of these packages around. We're going to put the main inside the main and page inside of the package called data. And we're going to click continue. And what Eclipse has actually done is it's going to refactor or change the import automatically to match the new package name. And that's it. Everything's working. And we can just run, and it still runs exactly the same. So now let's talk about compiling multiple classes in Java. Compiling multiple classes in Java is really easy. It's no different than compiling a single class in Java, except we only want to compile the main class. That is the class that has public static void main in it. But there's a trick of how you have to go about compiling it. If you were to compile it from within the folder, so that's from within this main folder, the Java compiler would look for the folder book, demo, data, and then the class page inside this folder. And clearly those folders don't exist. So we have to compile the folder from a place where those folders exist. Let me show you exactly what I mean. So in this terminal, I'm within the Java project folder. And if I go ls, we can see there's a bin and a source. So let's go into source. cd src, sorry about that. And we can now see the book folder, and that's great. So if we were to compile from this folder, the Java compiler would be able to find everything I was looking for. All we have to do is give it the correct directory to the main class. So let's go java c, like you normally would, and let's go book, demo, and then main. Now tab one more time, and we get the Java class. And if we press enter, javac has now successfully compiled that class with no errors, as we see. Now, to run it, I can do exactly like I would normally, and I go Java, and then just tab book.demo.main. Now you can see it's using dots instead of slashes this time because it's actually looking inside of a package. It's actually looking at the nested folders as a package path instead of a bunch of folders. So now tab one more time and we get the main class. Now in Linux it doesn't show the .class extension, but this is the .class file. And if I hit enter, we can see it prints 1, the exact same as when we ran it from inside Eclipse. And that's it, guys. You've now compiled a Java class inside packages. And that works great. A little point I should mention though, if you're trying to distribute code for ease of use, let's say an assignment, most people are just going to compile your main class and then be done with it. And some people aren't going to know that you have to compile from the package or from outside the packages. So I strongly suggest, if you're planning on distributing the general source, that is just your .java files, not the stuff from within inside the bin folder or the binaries, that you leave them in one package. That is the default package Eclipse creates. That way you can just go in and go javac on your main class and everything will work fine. You don't have to worry about these packages. On your own projects, if it's just for yourself, or if you're actually going to compile the code yourself and distribute that compiled binary, then go right ahead, use packages. Packages are brilliant and they keep your code so nice and so clean. But you don't want to go and hand in a pile of packages and not have the marker be able to compile your code properly, and then you get 0 on your so-called assignment. So just something you should know. And that's it. If you have any questions, don't hesitate of asking.